Within the coding, you are directly using the third-party JavaScript library functions and all. But where did you added that third-party JavaScript library? For example, if I'm using a JSON model, normally what we do, we add the JSON model library at the top in our controller, right? If I'm using message box, I add the message box library at the top. If I'm using file uploader operator, file upload parameter, I will add the third-party, that particular library at the top. Now I'm using the XLSX third-party JavaScript library and I'm using all the inner functions of it. Then where did I add the third-party JavaScript library? I didn't add it. So we need to add that as well. So if you do not add it, whatever the functions that it is calling here, none of them will work. Okay. So let us see how to add the third-party JavaScript libraries. So within the web app folder, you need to create another folder with the name libs. Libs means libraries. So if your project needs any third-party JavaScript libraries, so you can create a folder with the name libs under the web app folder. Now within this particular folder, you need to upload the third-party JavaScript libraries. So import from file system. So there is a folder JS libs from reading Excel data. Yeah, so these are the third-party JavaScript libraries which I saved it. So it is not accepting all of them to upload at a time. So we need to do it one by one. So all these three are third-party JavaScript libraries, guys. You need to add it all of them. So one. Okay. So I have added one. Right click again, import from file system. Sorry. Import from file system. Browse it. JSZip. Okay. Second one is over. Right click, import from file system. Last one, xlsx.js. Okay. So I added these three third-party JavaScript libraries. Now you have successfully created the folder. And inside the folder, you added the third-party JavaScript files. Very good. But do you think just creating a random folder and adding the files over here, will your SAP UI5 ever load these JavaScript libraries? So when I deploy this code, the library folder will be in the server and all these files will also be in the server. But this particular library folder and all these third-party JavaScript files should be loaded into your SAP UI5 application, right? That means they should come a long way to the browser. They have to get loaded in your browser. Then only this entire code will work, right? So then only this entire code will work. Now, how are you going to load them? How we are going to load this particular library? We just created a folder and saved all these files in the folder, but we did not loaded them as a part of SAP UI5 application. So how to do this? We need to go to manifest.json, and in the manifest.json at the last line number 89, you will find a CSS folder and it is loading the CSS style.css file like this. This is also a folder. If you see, CSS is a folder and inside the folder this file is there. So it is loading the file. So that is how this particular file is getting loaded as a part of SAP UI5. So similarly, you need to add this JavaScript libraries in the same way. So we need to put a comma and we need to give JS stands for JavaScript files and give an array symbol, and you need to give the URI means path. So the path is, it is present in libs folder. libs, and inside the libs it is file saver.js. Okay, so I can just use rename and copy the entire name, and I will paste it here. So this is one file. So till now I added one file. So there is a library folder, and inside the library folder file saver.js is there. And you know that manifest.json, in the flow of execution of SAP UI5 application, it loads at the beginning itself. So since it loads at the beginning itself, so all these files will also get loaded. Now let me copy, put a comma, paste it, comma, paste it. So second one is js.js, copy, paste it. Last one, xlsx.js, xlsx.js. Okay, so the third party JavaScript library is loaded successfully as a part of manifest.json. Okay, now let us try to upload the Excel and see whether the Excel content is being read into our table or not. Let us refresh this application. Now click on this browse. Let me go to trainings, and there is an Excel sheet. There is employees dot. Yeah. So this is an Excel sheet which contains some 3 employees. I only created it. Now let me upload and see whether this data is coming or not. Yes, the data is coming. So why the email ID and salary, these two are empty? So let us find out. So let me go to the training and let me go to employees. Where is employees Excel? Yeah, so let me open this. So this is employee ID, but our OData field is email. So it is just, where is email? Yeah. So this is email, and same OData field name, you need to give it as a column name. So that is one mandatory thing. And why the salary is not coming? Salary, yeah, salary is fine, right? Salary should come. What is the problem here? SALARY, salary. Salary, status, rating, date of joining. Date of joining has come, rating has come, status has come, salary has not come. Okay, so let's give one more try. So let me just refresh. I'm uploading this Excel once again, guys. Training, employees. Okay, so till here it is fine, but the salary is not coming. What could be the reason? Ideally, this should also get filled. Maybe in the view. This is salary. So let us see the order ones. Employee ID, name, designation, skill, email ID. Employee name, designation, skill, email ID. After email ID, what is there? Salary, status, rating, date of joining. Salary, status, rating, date of joining. Yeah, it is correct, right? SALARY, salary. Okay, there is a single quote extra. That is the reason it is not coming. Yeah, fine. For now, this comes. See how I am debugging when some issue has come. First I checked the Excel sheet, and then still it was not working. So I came to the view code and I checked the binding. So in the binding there is an extra single quote, and that's the reason it is not working. Okay. Now let us see our employees.xlx. Yeah. Now the total, all the records in the Excel. So Excel has 3 records. So even the Excel is having 1000 records also. All the 1000 records will come into this table. So the first part is over. In the first part, you no need to do anything. So there is a third-party JavaScript library which will read your Excel data and give that in a JSON model. So you no need to worry anything. Now the second part is to submit this data to the backend. So let us create a footer, and inside the footer let us create a button. So I'm going to do that. So again, creating the footer and all, I'm not going to type it. So let us create a bar and then this entire footer. All right. So let me just refresh and show you. Yeah, so there is a button, submit batch. Now when you click this particular button, what is the logic? So this is something you need to understand. This is the, I can say this is the main important part of today's class also. Okay. Where is this employees? Yeah. So when I click on this submit, all these records should go to the backend and they should get created, right? So this is our requirement. Now how this particular requirement is achieved? So in order to understand this, so let us just rewind how you created a single employee. Okay. To create a single employee, you have written this particular code. Okay. So you have taken the OData model object. Variable O model equal to, so this dot get owner component dot get model. So this gives you OData model object. Now the OData model object, so on this particular OData model object, so we have a read call, OData model dot read, and inside the read, so we have written, one second, so we have written slash employee set. I'm just rewinding you what we have written, employee set, comma, we have given the payload. What is payload? The payload is nothing but the data of that particular employee. Okay, so payload, so this payload is nothing but single employee on record. And after that there is a success function and error function, isn't it? After that we have written a success and error functions. Success function to display employee created successfully, and there is a error function to display some error message, right? So let me show you this code as well. So this is Business Application Studio, and if you see your code, yeah, so at line number 107 to 115 you can see, so we have read the data from the form. We have read the data from the form, employee form, and then we constructed the payload, and after that we have written model dot create statement. So that's all. This is what we have done. Now in batch operations and normal operation, what is the difference? In your normal operations, when you write model dot create, sorry, this is not read, it is create. So in our normal operation, when you write model dot create, it hits this particular request immediately to the backend. It hits the request immediately to the backend. But in case of batch operations, what happens is all these requests, for every record, see for this particular record also you will write model dot create statement. For this particular record also you will write model dot create statement. So for every record in the table you will write a model dot create statement. So if there are 1000 employees, how many model dot create statements you need to write? 1000 times. So what we do, we keep this model dot create statement in a loop. we keep this model dot create statement in a loop. So when I keep this model dot create statement in a loop, automatically this model dot create statement get executed 1000 times. Okay, and every time I will pass the ith record. So which record? Ith record from the array. Okay, so I will loop through array. So what is my array name? Array of employees. So this particular table, this table is binded with which array? The table is binded with array of employees. We already know this array of employees. So I will loop through the array of employees and I will write model.create statement, and payload also I will pass the ith record. But the problem here is within the loop, when this model.create statement get executed, immediately for every loop, for every iteration, the model.create statement hits the server. First iteration, it hits the server. Second iteration, again it hits the server. Third iteration. So when the loop gets executed 1000 times, 1000 requests go and hit the server. When 1000 requests go and hit the server, just imagine the situation of the server. The server goes down. Why? The network traffic is more. Many people, many requests have come at a time. So at a time, when so many requests has come, the server, the load on the server has increased and automatically the server goes slow. Okay, so this is where the batch operation will come into picture. Till now, whatever I explained, this is not batch operation. Previously also you have written model.create. Now also you are writing model.create. What is the difference then? That is not batch operation. Previously you hit one request to the server. Now you are hitting 1000 requests to the server. Is this batch operation? No, this is not called as batch operation. Now let us understand this with a simple example. For a hotel, if so many people has come at a time, now the load on the people who are doing this preparation, serving and all, the load will increase and automatically the process will get slowed down, right? Same thing happens when so many requests, they come and sit on the, they hit the server at the same time. Now what is the solution here is, within this model.create statement, SAP has given an option, and that is, in batch operations you will not have success and error function, but instead there is something called group ID. So you can compare this particular group ID like a bag. Okay, so I will give this bag name as create group. I'm going to give the bag name as create group. Now what happens, even though this is in a loop and this model.create statement executed 1000 times, but all these 1000 requests will not hit the backend. All these 1000 requests will not hit the backend, but instead all these requests will go and sit in a bag, and the bag name is create group. Let me explain. Okay, this is your server, backend server. Okay, so you can just SAP gateway, and this is our front end SAP UI5. So generally, whenever you want to create a record, you will write model.create statements. This is for one employee. For example, if I have many employees, so you will write this model.create statement multiple times. So you will write this multiple times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all these requests will hit the backend at the same time. So this one, this one, this one. all these hits the backend at the same time. So when this multiple requests present in the same time, the burden on the server will increase, right? So here the solution you need to understand diagrammatically. So let me explain this diagrammatically, the concept. So what happens is, so because of this particular group ID property, so what we are writing here, group ID. So the moment during the execution, the model.create statement encounter a group ID, so it understands that, okay, I should not hit this request immediately to the backend, but instead this request should go and sit in a bag called create group. Okay, so a bag gets created. So let's assume this is a bag, and this particular bag name is create group. Now, when the model.create first iteration, model.create statement get executed, so it will go and sit in this bag at the bottom. It will just go and sit in a bag. Now, next request, this model.create statement got executed. So this is also present in the same loop. So for this also group ID is same. So what is the group ID? Create group. So what happens? Again, this will go and sit in the bag. So this is the second request. Got it? Again, third one. So the third one will also go in the same bag. So like this, all the requests will go and sit in a bag. They don't hit the server. So when they don't hit the server, obviously there is no load on the server at this moment. Okay. Now what we do at the end, all these requests successfully go and sit in this bag. We send the bag to the SAP gateway system as a single request. So the batch request will go as a single request to the backend. So this is the advantage. They don't go as 1,000 requests to the backend, but it goes as a single request to the backend. So because of this, network traffic is decreased and the load on the server also got decreased. Okay, so let me explain this with an example. Let's say I want to play cricket. Okay, to play cricket I need bats, balls, wickets, pads, helmet, blah blah blah, right? So let's say I'm taking them one at a time to the cricket ground. Let's say I took pads, okay, and then went to the cricket ground, place it there, again come back to home, this time take the wickets, again go to the playground, keep it there, come back. So like this, every time I'm taking each item, then automatically my performance will, my energy, my performance will be coming down, right? But instead, from the home where I'm starting, if I keep all of them in a bag, I kept wickets, pads, everything in a bag, and I just send the bag to the cricket ground, then my performance will not be down and I can play cricket with the full energy, right? Because I'm not shuttling between my home and cricket ground multiple times. So I'm just one time taking the bag, that's all. So this is nothing but a batch operation. So all the requests are kept in a bag and the bag is being sent to the backend. Now once the bag reached this particular backend, in the same order, the request will be taken out automatically by this SAP Gateway framework, and they will call your employee set underscore create underscore entity. Employee set underscore create underscore entity. So one by one, in the same order, it will call and create all the employees. So there is no network traffic, and in the same sequence, the employee set underscore create entity gets created and all the employees gets created, guys. That's all. So this is what is batch operation. Okay, so let's implement it now. So first we need to keep all these model.create statements in a bag. So how we will do it? We will do it over a loop. So we'll loop over this array. Okay, right. So I'm going to write the logic now. So on submit batch request. So this is my function on submit batch request. I need my OData model. So I'll just take some part of the code with a copy paste, but not all. First I need the OData model. So OData model object you already know. So this dot get owner component dot get model gives OData model. And then I also need the array. So how to get the array? So I can get the array using this dot.
Rizwan, sorry, I have a question. So you are using this dot get owner component get model, right? So for JSON also you are using the same thing, right? If I remember.
Same.
So when it will return OData model and when it will return JSON model?
Okay. See, inside the get model you need to give the name of the model. So here I am not giving any name of the model. Okay. So in the manifest.json, what is the model that is defined without any name? OData model. So it returns that. And if you are giving name of the model batch model, it's a JSON model. So it returns this. Whatever the model you want, you just need to give the name of the model.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
So your OData model and then this dot get owner component dot get model batch model dot get data dot array of employees. Now I got the array. Now loop over this array. So for variable I equal to 0, I less than my array dot length I plus plus. Now inside this loop what I am doing, inside this I equal to 0, I less than array dot length I plus plus, I need to write model dot create statement. So model dot create statement. Now in the create statement, I need to give my what is this model dot create statement? Yeah, so I need to give my entity set name and then the payload. So I need to give the payload. What is payload here? Ith record, right? So every employee's record. So this record I can get from this array. So I will write array of ith record of this employee. And after that, a comma, and then here the difference is I will not have any success and error functions because I want to keep this request in a bag like this. So once this keeping all the requests in this bag is over, then I will make another call to send the bag to the backend. Okay. So here I will be using group ID, GROUP group, and then ID. So you can give any group name, that's fine for you. So any name you can give. But this particular name must be registered with the OData model. Okay, so for that we need to write 3 more statements. So I will explain that at the end. Okay, right. So that's all, guys. So by the time this for loop is over, all the model.create statements will come and sit in this bag. And the bag name is this one. What is the bag name? This is the bag name, create group. Okay. But here one thing we need to take care, and that is when you are sending dates to the backend, the date must be in YYYYMMDD. And when you are sending rating must be parsed as integer. So these 2 things we need to take care. Okay. So for that, so we have the formatter actually, but I do not have the formatter now. So we remove that inside the model. Formatter.js is not there. So whatever the code of formatter.js, I am directly writing here. Okay. So SAP UI core date format dot get date instance. So this is your formatter code. So date format and the pattern is YYYYMMDD. Okay. So what I'm going to do. So before I supply my ith record, so my ith record dot date of joining equals to, so let me format it. So date format dot format my date of joining that is present in the ith record. Got it, guys? So ith record date of joining I am formatting by using this date format. So date format dot format. So once you format, it will convert it into YYYYMMDD, and then you are placing it back to the same ith record date of joining. Okay. So similarly, you also need to convert your rating. Rating must be converted into integer, right? So your ith record rating. So this particular rating must be converted as an integer. So parts int. PARSE parts int means convert this ith record rating as an integer and then save it again in the same ith record rating. So these two statements you require, and then you can pass it to the model.create statement, right? So after the for loop, all these requests will go and sit in this bag. Now I need to send the bag to the backend. So for that I need to write model.submit. So the function name is submit changes. Yeah, submit changes. The function name is model.submit changes, and then this particular function has you need to mention which bag need to be sent to the backend. So group ID equal to create group. So model.submit changes is a function to send this particular bag to the backend. I repeat, model.submit changes is a function to send the bag to the backend. Now which bag I need to send to the backend? So that one you need to mention. Group ID means the bag name. So the bag name is create group. Now what happens is, so create group is identified by this particular bag. So this bag will be sent to the backend, and after that, so it will have a success function and it will have a error function. Now inside this particular success function, you will have the response. So this particular response will contain the response for each and every request, guys. I will show you in debug mode. For every request means for every record, for every employee record, the response will be captured in the RES object, response object. Okay. So first record, whether it is created or not, second record, whether it is created or not, third record, whether it is created or not. So like this, all the records response, you can get it in the RES object. So that I will show you at the end. Now, one last step, and that is whatever the group name that you have given. So this particular group name is nothing but your bag name. So this bag name must be registered with the OData model. Okay. Saying that I'm going to send multiple requests to the backend in a bag, and this particular bag name I kept it as create group. So this particular thing has to be registered with the OData model. So it is as good as for example you purchased a car. Okay. So this particular car must be registered with our transport department, right? So otherwise, so why we need to register? We need to register because if anything went wrong with your vehicle, so they can immediately find out so whose vehicle it is, right? So similarly, each and every bag must be registered with the OData model. So if anything happened, any wrong thing happened also, so it understands it is causing because of which bag. Is it because of the create group, or is it because of the update group? Is it because of the delete group? So which group it is? Okay, right. So for that 3 lines of statement, if you want to copy paste, you can copy paste, no problem. So because typing these lines is not easy. Okay, so these are the 3 lines for registering your same name. Let me So first one, model dot get deferred groups means get the different groups. There is no rule that in the entire app. So after the for loop, all these requests will go and sit in this bag. Now I need to send the bag to the backend. So for that, I need to write model dot submit. So the function name is submit changes. Yeah, submit changes. The function name is model dot submit changes. And then this particular function has you need to mention which bag need to be sent to the backend. So group ID equal to create group. So model dot submit changes is a function to send this particular bag to the backend. I repeat, model dot submit changes is a function to send the bag to the backend. Now which bag I need to send to the backend? So that one you need to mention. Group ID means the bag name. So the bag name is create group. Now what happens is, so create group is identified by this particular bag. So this bag will be sent to the backend. And after that, so it will have a success function and it will have a error function. Now inside this particular success function, you will have the response. So this particular response will contain the response for each and every request, guys. I will show you in debug mode. For every request means for every record, for every employee record, the response will be captured in the RES object, response object. Okay. So first record, whether it is created or not, second record, whether it is created or not, third record, whether it is created or not. So like this, all the records response, you can get it in the RES object. So that I will show you at the end. Now, one last step, and that is whatever the group name that you have given. So this particular group name is nothing but your bag name. So this bag name must be registered with the OData model. Okay. Saying that I'm going to send multiple requests to the backend in a bag, and this particular bag name I kept it as create group. So this particular thing has to be registered with the OData model. So it is as good as for example you purchased a car. Okay. So this particular car must be registered with our transport department, right? So otherwise, so why we need to register? We need to register because if anything went wrong with your vehicle, so they can immediately find out so whose vehicle it is, right? So similarly, each and every bag must be registered with the OData model. So if anything happened, any wrong thing happened also, so it understands it is causing because of which bag. Is it because of the create group, or is it because of the update group? Is it because of the delete group? So which group it is? Okay, right. So for that 3 lines of statement, if you want to copy paste, you can copy paste, no problem. So because typing these lines is not easy. Okay, so these are the 3 lines for registering your same name. So first one, model dot get deferred groups means get the different groups. There is no rule that in the entire application we have only our group. There can be any number of group names, correct? So get deferred group means get me all the different group names and concatenate your group name and keep it into the same array. Okay, and then set that array to the model back. That's all, only 3 steps. First step, OData model dot get deferred groups gives an array. So this is an array. So array of different group names which are already registered. Okay. Along with that, you need to concatenate your group name also, and then again place it into the same array and set this to the OData model back. So that's all. Now this your group name is also registered with the OData model. Got it? Right. Now we are good to test this particular application now. I will keep a debug point, guys. Now you might be asking, Rizwan, this is for creating multiple employees. What about updating multiple employees? Same story gets repeated, guys. Instead of model.create, you need to write model.update. Okay, pass the payload. That's all. And Rizwan, I want to delete multiple employees. Write model.remove. That's all. Okay, payload not required. So you need to pass the employee ID here within the round brackets. Same code, you can use it for create, update, delete. But group names must be deferred. So this I am calling it as create group. You need to create another entire function and keep it as group ID as update group. For deleting, you keep that as a delete group. So like this, the group names should differ. Now let us test it. I'm going to the debug mode. Go to sources. It's not required. Go to controller. And let's keep a debug point here. And let's keep one debug point inside the success, one debug point inside the error. So, sorry, training, right? Yeah, so I uploaded and I got this data. Now I'm clicking on submit batch. Just check this. So the loop should get repeated for 3 times. So first model.create got, so this one model.create has created and it went into this bag. Now this is the second one. This is converted properly, so everything is fine. So this second bag, second request in the bag. Now this is the third one. So third request in the bag. So 3 requests has gone into the bag. Now it will come outside the for loop. So it has came outside the for loop. Now the moment I click this continue, it will send the bag to the backend. And as I told you, so this will go as a single request. And in the backend, the OData framework will retrieve one by one request and get this employee set underscore create underscore entity called for each and every request, and 3 employees should get created. Let us see. Continue. Yeah, now inside the success. Now this is what you need to understand, the response object. Let me copy the response object and paste it here. Now inside the response object you can see it is saying change responses 3, means 3 responses are there, and all of the 3 are 201 created, 201 created, 201 created. So let me open the first one. The first one, status code 201, status text created. So whose data it is? It is the data of Sushma. So first record over. Second response, status code created, status code text created, status code 201, whose data it is. So you can go to data, and this is the data of Navya. And third record, go to data, and this is of Siva, and you can see status code and status text. So all these are present in this array. This is the array. Now normally what you need to do is you need to loop this array. Okay, so loop this array, check the status code. If the status code is 201, give the message box dot success employee created. Okay, employee with this employee ID got created. Otherwise, this employee does not created. Like that, you can give the message. I hope you can loop this array. So to reach this particular array, you need to write response dot. Now inside this batch responses are there. The moment you keep dot, it automatically gives you here the next hierarchy, batch responses, which is this one. This is also an array. Inside the array, 0th location. So give 0. And again keep dot. Now the change responses, which is the actual array. Change responses. So I have reached successfully to this change responses array. So which is an array of 3 responses. Okay. Now you can loop this. So keep that in a variable and loop this array. Check every ith record status code, status text. Text is not required. Status code you can check. If it is 201, then go to that ith record data dot employee ID and give the message saying that data dot employee ID created successfully. Got it? Now let us see if these records are present in our employee management application or not. Preview application, index.html. So this is how the batch operations will be handled in SAP UI5, guys. So same way you can do update operation as well. So here you can give the option for the end user. You know, these are anyway input fields. So since they are input fields, you can change the data. So once you change the data, so this change data is available in the array automatically. You no need to do anything for that, right? So the only thing we will be doing is we'll be writing, instead of model.create, we'll be writing model.update. Data is available in the array, so you no need to worry. So similarly, if you want to delete all the records, same thing, model.remove statement. The concept is same. Concept is to keep the request in the bag and send the bag to the backend. That's all. Okay. So where is our application which is running? Yeah. So it is giving no data. So let me check directly in the table. So maybe it is giving no data. Actually, we have a lot of data, right? Go to F12. No data, metadata is failed. Why? I think I have changed this. To deploy the application, I think I have changed the destination and all right here. So let me just check. UI5 AML. Yeah, so I changed to other server, and in the other server that service and all are not there. So that's the reason. So I need to keep it back with this one. Okay, anyway, I will show you in the main table. So these new records that got created. I hope you remember, you know, on our Friday's class to see whether it is a problem with the server or not. So we changed these details. So this is not the IP address of our server. Our server IP address is 183.182, this one, but I have given the other one. Okay, and that is the reason this one is showing no data. Okay, fine. Let me show you the data directly here. But I find this server is a little slow, index IT server. Normally our server is very fast. Only thing is on that day due to rains and all, so it was not working 2 days, so that's the reason I switched it to this. See how slow it is. Just for logging in it is taking time. So those people who are joining this training from Index IT, so I would definitely recommend you go back to the Index IT owner or whoever. So you can just request him that server is slow. So you just make this complaint, because see, we need to every day we need to work with the server, right? So it should not be slow. And nothing wrong in asking that. Okay, so please ask them that the server is slow. Okay, and don't tell them that Rizwan has told this thing and he wanted you people to ask. Okay, no. Yeah, this is too much. Okay, I will show you through OData service URL. There are many ways to check the data. Obviously, at the bottom we should see. See, this is Siva 600003, and this is Navya 600002. I will show you the Excel as well. Siva, Navya, Sushma 600001 Sushma. Okay, so our data successfully got created in that table. So actually, I work for an employee. So he's uploading 10,000 records at a time. So this is matter of 3 records. Okay, so same way I have created for that customer as well. Okay, the customer name is Clarient. I still remember. Okay, so fine guys, that's all for today. So that is how to handle the batch operations. In tomorrow's class, we are going to see how to develop charts by using SAP UI5. Okay, right. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, you can leave for today. We'll meet in tomorrow's class.